Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I've got in front of me the Anschutz model 1770 in 223 Remington. Now this is just an awesome high-end European quality rifle. Now there's various reasons for me doing this review. Number one is this rifle has been an all-time favourite of mine ever since getting it. I absolutely love it, and I wanted to share a lot of the features of it and also show you it. How it performs, its accuracy, and a few different features of it. The second reason why I wanted to do a review was when you actually put in Anschutz 1770 in YouTube, you get nothing back. You don't get anything, like no video reviews on it, you don't get any videos of any guys out there shooting it. There just doesn't seem to be a whole heap of information about this great rifle. So that was the other reason why I really wanted to get the review done. So let me just go into a few features of it. First of all, this model is the first new centerfire design done by Anschutz in over 30 years. They did have the 22 Hornet and the 222s, if any of you remember them. They're no longer chambered for any Anschutz rifles, so the entry level caliber for their centerfire is 223. So yeah, it's just a fantastic rifle. Let's take a look at a few of the features now. When you get the rifle, it just comes with a actual CD, which is the user manual. They've done away with the old style book type manuals. The rifle itself, I'll give you just a long by shot of it so you can just see what it exactly looks like. Sorry, but with the camera here guys, I can't actually do a full width shot on it while I'm speaking, because it just makes the rifle just too small and I can't show you the different features. So, but anyhow, you'll see it later on in the review when it's out in the field. You'll get to see exactly what it looks like when I shoot it. Okay, so a few of the features of it. The rifle is in a hunting configuration, which is the same with any of their 1700 series rifles that Anschutz makes. The barrel itself is a 22-inch free-floating barrel. It's a 1 in 9 twist rate, so I mean that's really good for us 223 users, because we can shoot anything from 55 grain right up to 75 grain projectiles through it without any dramas. One thing I did find a bit strange was just on top of the barrel there, just where my thumb is, it says factory load only. So I thought, okay, that's a bit strange. Anschutz actually don't recommend using reloads through this rifle. They recommend factory ammunition only. Now I'm not saying that you know, something will happen to the rifle if you use reloads through it, because I know of a handful of guys who do actually use reloads with no problems, but that's just something that Anschutz recommend. Okay, the walnut stock here is a beautiful high grade European Bavarian style finish to it. I'll flip the rifle over and you can just see on the other side here, just got a beautiful Bavarian cheek piece, tapers off down to the rear here, just to a really comfortable rubber kick pad. Not that you really need a kick pad on 223, but it still adds to the overall finish of the rifle and just looks really smart. Now the bolt, you can see it's got an oversized bolt knob on there, which is really great if you're shooting in cold weather and you're wearing gloves, or just wearing gloves in general. It's just easy to grip that bolt and manipulate it however you need to do so. On the front here you'll see 6 locking lugs. Now that's extremely sturdy. This bolt, once it's locked, it's not going anywhere. You see a hole between the second and front locking lug there. Now that's actually a safety feature. It's a vent for gases, so should you actually have a ruptured primer, it'll just help the gases escape and get away from the shooter. Okay, when you actually have a look on the chamber here, or the receiver of the rifle, you'll see a hole there. Now that's the same, that's just a safety port there to vent those gases away from the shooter. So a couple little safety features. Speaking of the safety switch is just to the rear here. Nothing too special about that, just goes to the rear and then forward to fire. Now to remove the bolt from the Anschutz 1770, what you need to do is hold in the trigger, and on the flip side of the rifle there's also a bolt release lever, so that just needs to go forward at the same time. So you have to hold that forward, hold the trigger in at the same time, and then the bolt just comes straight on out. Now the magazine here is, there's a lever just in front of the trigger guard here that just goes forward, the magazine comes straight out. It's just a detachable 3-shot magazine, single stack, and that's what comes standard with the rifle. Now you can get a higher capacity magazine. I've actually got one here for you to take a look at naturally. Now it's a 5-shot magazine, and also fits quite snug into the rifle and just extends down just that little bit more naturally over the 3-shot one. Now the trigger is fully adjustable. You can adjust it not only for the pressure, but also for the amount of travel or creep in the trigger. So I've actually got it set at a beautiful 2.5 pounds. It's just a really crisp trigger pull. I actually set it to the same as what I've got on my Anschutz 1710 in 22. It's at exactly the same trigger pull because I like not an ultra light trigger pull, but just a nice crisp light trigger pull, you know, when I'm talking about hunting rifles. Now the bolt here, I'll just put that into the rifle. When you push it in, it'll come to a stop like most bolt actions. Just to insert it, you just need to pull down and hold down on the trigger, and then that'll feed straight through. As you can see, the bolt here also has a short 60-degree throw, which is just excellent for fast follow-up shots in a bolt action. I really like that feature. Now, what I want to do is I just want to hold this up to the camera a little bit closer. This action of this rifle is just absolutely smooth as silk. Now, just so lightly it'll just glide, the bolt will go through the action. Okay, I'll just let you see that now. I mean, I'm hardly touching that and it just glides. It's just super smooth. And I was so impressed with this rifle when I first got it, with just how smooth that action was. Just absolutely beautiful it is, but you wouldn't expect anything less from Anschutz or from any high-end European rifle for that matter. Okay, now the accuracy with the rifle, you'll see on top I've put Schmidt & Bender 1.5 to 6x42 power scope. Now I own a couple of these scopes. They are a hunting scope. They're not obviously a massive magnification powered scope. I like it when I'm out in the field. I like to be able to just simply bring a rifle up to my shoulder or lean against a tree and be able to take a shot. I don't like to be playing around with you know, the focus and so forth that you need to do when you're looking at a target style scope. That's the reason why I've got this scope. So the maximum power that I can shoot with out there is 6 power, and I'll show you the accuracy that can actually be achieved out of this rifle even at that lower magnification. So what I'll do is I'll just move the rifle out of the way here. What I want to show you here is just a couple of targets of when I first shot this rifle. Now, I've tested it extensively with factory ammunition. I've used everything from various types of Federal, including their premium and target lines, also Winchester, Remington, but I found the most accurate ammunition out of the rifle, and I've got to be honest, one of the most accurate factory ammunitions out there in my testing has been Hornady. Hornady seem to be just, I don't know, maybe that little bit tighter tolerances. I don't know what it is, what they do at the factory, but all I can say is the results speak for themselves. They are just consistently accurate with their ammunition. Now, I'll just focus the camera in just a little bit here so you can take a closer look. Now this is with Hornady 55 grain VMAX factory ammunition. Okay, so this is at 100 yards. Okay, with the rifle scope set on 6 power and just off a bench. So I was pretty lucky when I did take this out for the first time. I got it sighted in nicely at 200 yards, and the conditions were just really nice. So I was able to actually shoot some decent groups. Now keep in mind guys, at 6 power, even at 100 yards, there's still a bit of guesswork in it, even off the bench. I mean, you can't see your holes, as you shoot them. It's not as if you're shooting a 45-70 or something there with a massive circumference where you can clearly see the holes. I had a lot of trouble doing that, and there was a lot of guesswork. So I just had to hold in the same position every time and just concentrate on good trigger pull and just concentrating on getting that accurate shot away. So this is the result. At 100 yards here, there's 5 shots with the Hornady VMAX 55 grain, and as you can see, even at 6 power, that's still under an inch. Okay, so I mean, I was extremely impressed with that. You've got what, probably about 3/4 of an inch there, or just a tad over. Now, I'm quite positive if I did have a higher power scope on there, I could probably bring that down to, you know, perhaps 1/4 of an inch. There is a guarantee of it will shoot 1/2 inch there from Anschutz, but you know, I'm going in the real world here. I'm looking at how it shoots in this hunting configuration. Okay, so I'll just take the 100-yard target away. Now this is the 200-yard target, and this is also with the 55 grain VMAX. Okay, so that's a 5-shot group there at 200 yards. Now, looking at the measuring tape here again, we'll go from the furthest shot. Okay, and we've got about 1 3/4 of an inch, roughly, or just a tad under 2 inches. So, you know, with a 6 power scope, there is a hell of a lot of guesswork there at 200 yards. So next time you're out at the range, take a look through your optic set on 6 power and try to focus in on something out at 200 yards, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So once again, if I had a more powerful optic, I'm sure that I could have got all the shots within where those 3 are there near the bullseye, and done a little bit better with it. But anyhow guys, I just wanted to share with you my initial targets that I shot with this rifle to show you that it really is accurate. What I'll do now is we'll head on out to the range, because I want to show you how this rifle performs shooting off the bench. So what I'll do is I'll shoot 55 grain Hornady VMAX through it, and then I'll also shoot the Hornady 75 grain TAP ammo through it. Now I'll do that at a distance of 100 yards and then a distance of 200 yards. So once we finish up there, what I'll do is I'll then end up out on the farm. We'll have a bit of fun out there and show you how the rifle performs there as well. So let's get to it. So over this side we've got the 55 grain Hornady VMAX, 5 shots there at 100 yards, and then over onto the other side we've got the 75 grain Hornady TAP. Okay, so on the left we've got 5 shots of the Hornady 55 grain VMAX. That's quite nice at 200. To be quite honest, looking through the scope on 6 power at that distance, there's a hell of a lot of guesswork in it. Then we come over to the 75 grain TAPs. You can see they've spread a little bit more, but once again that's due to not being able to sight right in with that lower powered scope. So overall at 200, I mean, the rifle is extremely accurate. Okay guys, it's sunset on the farm here. As you can see around, the low light conditions are starting to set in. Now the reason why I've waited for this is because of 2 things. One, I want to show you the accuracy level of the Anschutz, and 2, in combination with the Schmidt & Bender scope. Now these scopes are well known for their lighting under these low light conditions. So I've got 100 meters away from me here, I've got a couple of soda cans set up and also a couple of potatoes. Now I can assure you they look fairly small looking through the scope on 6 power, but just to show you the accuracy and confirm that there's no gimmick with it, I'm going to shoot the Hornady VMAX of 55 grain factory ammunition, and I'm also going to be leaning up against a tree just like you would if you were hunting and you just secure yourself just against a tree. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've got 5 rounds here already loaded up in the 5-shot magazine. We'll load them up and then we'll start and have a bit of a shot, see how we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go for, there's a stump on the far left with a soda can sitting on it. Let's see if I can hit that. As you can see, that VMAX round at that distance absolutely tears through that can and it just explodes everywhere. Now I'm not sure if it'll come out on the video or not, but there's actually bits of aluminium just flickering down like confetti. It's that effective. Okay, we'll go for one of the potatoes now. I'll go for the one on the far left in the middle stump. Well, as you can see there, it just absolutely explodes the potato. So I mean, it's great if you try to practice with your shooting and that. You've seen in other reviews that I do. I quite like using soda cans, but in particular potatoes, because they're very cheap and also very effective when the round or the projectile hits them. Okay, we'll go for another potato. Let's go for the one next to it. I mean, I could see bits of potato from here just explode up into the air, so it's quite an effect. Okay, let's go a little bit longer, probably about 120 metres. There's a large tree to the far right there. We'll go for the soda can on the far right. No, I've just missed that one. I'll try again. Okay, got that. Okay, I'll just reload and we'll take a few more shots. Okay, so another 5 shots. Let's go for the soda can right in the middle of the middle big stump there. Certainly got him. Okay, we'll go for the big potato on the right hand side at the top of the middle stump. You can certainly see the potato flying through the air with that one. Okay, I'll go for one more of those potatoes. No, just missed that one. Try for it again. Okay, so I've only reloaded 3 shots this time because we've only got 1 potato and 2 cans left there. So I'm feeling pretty confident. Let's see if I can get them. Go for the potato first. Okay, so we've got 2 cans left. We'll go for the one closest to me. It's about 115, 120 metres away. Okay, lucky last shot. 1 can remaining. Geez, you really hear the thump too when that projectile hits. Okay, so in summary guys, what can I say about this Mercedes of a setup? The Anschutz, everyone knows they build quality, their precision and attention to detail is second to none. You've seen the evidence of that here today. Schmidt and Bender as well, I mean what a great optic to put on such a fine rifle. In a hunting situation, out there 100, 120 metres, I mean if you can shoot fist-size objects, no problem at all, then that's more than enough for hunting. Also out on the range, very tight groups, and I mean if I put a more powerful scope on this, I'd do a lot better than what I've done. Overall, I can't recommend this rifle enough, and I just wanted to own one. I sold several rifles to get the money to be able to do so. They're not cheap, I admit it, but overall what a lovely piece. It's certainly a rifle that I'll cherish and have for many years to come. It shoots great amount of ammunition, anything from 55 grain up to 75 grain, no problem at all, and you get excellent accuracy, precision, all in one package. So guys, I'll finish up the review now. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.